Hi, my name is Lieutenant Dan Toth with the Sheriff's Office, and we're at the Oakland County Orion Township Substation. We have been in this building since 1992, and we moved in with the thought this was a temporary location for the substation for police services for Orion Township in 1992. So when we moved in here, there were 18 deputies at that time servicing the 36 square miles of Orion Township. Today we have 34 employees. We have 33 certified deputies that work out of this small space for the necessary room for our citizens, to serve our citizens, such as interview rooms and space where they can actually come in for victims and accident reports and things like that. So let's take a look. So we just walked into the front door of the police station, and this is a very important room. It's 8 by 11, and we multitask every square inch that we have here because we're so out of room. So in this little room, I don't know if you can see this with the video, but this is we have the employee mailboxes, we have the radios, we have the scheduling. It works for our copy room. It's our copy room, it's our file cabinet, it's our storage, and on this wall we have, this would be a mechanical room. In most operations, the mechanical room would be separate, but it's a little bit of everything in such a small space. We also use it as a briefing room. We actually stand. We don't have a space to actually have a briefing, shift briefings for the employees when they go out on all 3 shifts. We stand in the hallway. We will stand here in the radio room, which is, it's just not professional. So, and I'm going to show you another example right here, how we've taken space. This was a storage room, so all the storage that we put back there used to be in this room. This little tiny room, we had to put a pocket door in just to put a little 5-foot desk. So we have, right now, we have to multitask this space for the on-duty command sergeant. So this little space right here, and you can see the chair doesn't quite fit, so there's marks on the walls, and it's just, it was supposed to be a supply room, not an office. So as we walk down the hall here, this small space right here, we multitask this as a break room, but you can see it's also, we have to utilize the space, the food preparation or the lunch space for multitask for other equipment. So right now, the deputy is calibrating the PBTs, because that's the only space that we have. So we're multitasking all these small spaces. And right across the hall here, I want to introduce Detective Jen Erickson, one of our female deputies here, who's going to actually take you in and show you the conditions that the female officers have in a locker room that was initially built for 3 deputies, and now we have 7 female deputies, and all these numbers are going to get out of the way and let Deputy Jen just lead you into the female locker room.
So this is our locker room. As you can see, we've got 4 lockers here, which when we're all here, it's a very tight space. We've got the wall here, so there's not much room to move around in. We have 2 extra lockers here because we don't have enough space. The sink and only 1 toilet, so if more than one of us have to go to the bathroom at the same time, someone's always having to wait. And then this is our shower area that we're not able to utilize because we have another deputy whose locker's in there, which is a concern, because if we get into anything where we get bodily fluids on us and have to shower, we're not able to do so here.
So we moved back to where the detectives and the command is, at the rear of the substation, and this space right here used to be there used to be a conference table, and this is where we would have some of our briefings. We no longer have any conference tables, and this area has been converted into small work areas for the detectives and the school liaison officers. This is an area, so we're at the southeast corner of the building, and another area that we continually have leakage in, not just from the floor, but also from the ceiling. This ceiling was replaced a few years ago. There's spots up here, and you can see in this office here, we once again have water stains, and these tiles were replaced early spring, late winter. It just, every corner of the building. It's not a good idea, obviously, with all of our electronics right underneath the, but that's the only space we have. This is what we have to work with. So I'm standing in an interview room that we bring arrestees and suspects into, and you can see that they're heavy metal tables, and it's supposed to be a hard interview room, and we need that for suspects and people under arrest. Unfortunately, due to the lack of space, we also have to put our video conferencing equipment in the same 6 by 8 foot room that we go to the court with. So we're constantly doing video arraignments on the prisoners from the court, and we have to actually interrupt interviews because the judges will not wait. When they go on the bench, everything stops, and it's a priority. But most importantly, this is a hard interview room. They're supposed to be designed for arrestees and suspects. And in the environment we're in, we lost our soft interview room due to leakage and mold issues across the hall. So we have to bring our witnesses in here and victims. And we have to put the victims and the witnesses in these areas where we have our print machine, and we have a bench, and we have the handcuffs, and that's not a professional environment to have our residents come into. So we are now in the northwest corner of Township Hall. We're actually across the lobby from the station, and we're in space that we actually converted. This used to be some storage space, and we're actually below grade here. And this is another example. We actually had to move out of this space last year because of the mold and the water damage. Now, we tried to remediate it on 2 different occasions. They've already ripped this out, this wall here, and brought it right back to the block wall to try to fix the problem. But you can see the tiles all peeled up. There's mold down here, and it's just not a healthy environment. This was our victims and our witness interview room, and we had a table in here. But you can't smell the odor, but it's a very strong moldy odor in here. And I have another picture. This is our only storage room that we have for the entire substation. And unfortunately, we've had to move much of this out of here and move it to a trailer. Now, I think the camera's going to pan, but this wall is actually an interior wall, but you can see the wall became wet. There's actually black mold down here behind the file cabinet, and we actually threw out some of our victim and witness material that we had. We actually had Beanie Babies and things like that for the kids who were involved in automobile accidents and things like that. We had to trash that stuff. We didn't want to take any chances of anyone getting a hold of anything with mold on it. We want to keep everybody safe. And so, but this is what we have, and it's throughout most of our space. And I don't know if you can see it, but there's actually a air return right over this mold right here that goes throughout the building. So it's not a healthy environment for anyone in the building to have a cold air return over where the wet drywall is. And like I said, the township has tried on a few different occasions over the last 10 years to remediate it. So we just moved outside of the building, and to address some of the immediate needs, we needed to get some office space for our sergeants, and we have a trailer that's outside, and you can see it's a construction trailer. It's not secure. It's not. We're not going in the right direction. It's a Band-Aid for the situation that we're in. So, thanks for taking the time to look at the conditions that we're all working in. The officers need the space. You obviously can see the needs. There's been 3 studies. This is the 3rd study. We've been through this 3 times, and nothing has been done. We're in dire need of some changes here, and we appreciate you just taking the time and understanding the conditions that we're working in here. Not only the employees, but the residents.